Hello and welcome to the Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 22nd of September 2023, the beginning of Flory Fest. But before all of that, we'll just talk about what we've actually been up to this week, and pretty much it's been around this little lump. We've actually started now, this is the Italeri, which is the old Esky 148 scale Viking. And then we've decided to go the whole hog with it and just stick an absolute ton of resin into it to upgrade it and right the way through. And obviously with this one, we're going to rescribe, we're going to re-rivet or add riveting because there's none on it, and go really to town on this particular one. And you can probably tell the bit where you get out like carving bits, pliers, get the Leatherman out and all the different saws and big saws as well, you know you're in for a bit of a fight. But I think we're somewhat there, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. Anyway, it all started on Tuesday. Because to be honest with you, I was actually working on this, so we didn't actually have a video up on that one. So it was me and Matt show. Don't forget, it's free to watch every Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You can join us live and join in the conversation as well. So you can see down in here, I was actually working on the Helldiver, and we had a few little problems at the back end of last week's show, if you would have seen that one. So I've corrected it now and gone through, and I was just showing really how I went about correcting it and the various things, and then here it is, all done. So on this particular show, I was really going through really how to fix a problem, quite a big one when you make it. And then we were going through obviously the painting, and then we did a little bit of hand weathering into this one and really putting it all together and going through on there. Matt was busy as well, so Matt was working on his sum, so he's working on his little auto gyro, if I can find it. There it is down in here. So he was doing some very subtle weathering with oils, putting in little panel lines and little weathering washes and things like that right the way over it, all the way through. So if you want to have a look at this one, it is free to watch. Just pop back to our Tuesday show and you can see all about this one on here. And you can see him going around doing that, plus about all the topical chat and all the questions that you might be asking, and hopefully getting you some advice and various things as well. So if you want to catch up with that one, that was up with you on Tuesday. Wednesday was the PM show, obviously usual thing, talking about all the latest kit releases, what's happening in the PM world, your pre-orders and various things that have come in this week and what's going out. Obviously we were talking a lot about Flory Fest, which we'll be talking about in a moment. So going on with that one, there was no show yesterday purely because of obviously we've got a live show tonight, so we sort of moved it over a day. But part one for members, this is up with you right now. So the Viking is up here, and again in this particular part we're looking at the surgery that's going to come ahead and how we're going to tackle it and do various things. And so we've got the Black Dog weapon base sets down in here. Also we've actually got all the electronics bits and pieces and the radar set for it to go into this one, as you can see. So we're first of all having a quick look, getting ourselves all lined up, making sure we mark out the correct panels that we need to take off, and then we're going to go through the motions of actually cutting our way in and installing the bays into there. And again, obviously different ways of doing it. We've all got our preferred methods. My one's usually the razor saw. So we showed about doing it with that one, and we installed that one just down in there. Other people like to literally cut them out, so you get the old Dremel tools out, your little hand drills with discs, and cut your way in and do things like that. So we showed that way, and I show about just literally carving your way through with a big knife, going in, and then obviously installing these particular parts down in there. So again, if you want to catch up with any of these members, you can just pop over, literally you can go down into here. It'll take you over, click down into here, and that'll take you over to the forum where obviously the video is and all the other bits and pieces. So you can see all about that one. That one is up with you right now. So again, really that was today, sort of sorted out, getting that one up onto the site, doing the editing of that one yesterday. Because obviously when you do the first one, there's a lot of sorting out to do and go through. And that literally, that is to make way for Flory Fest, all right? But here she is now. We've got this little guy in here. Sorry, wrong one. We're in the right camera. So as you can see, we've got the bay in, and to be honest, some of it has been an absolute dream, like the rear ones. Actually, these went in with no glue. Obviously I've glued them in now, but they were sort of self-holding, so no problem with those ones. But unfortunately, we have had a few little fit issues down in here. Now, for some reason, I was following the panel lines. The resin parts aren't the same to the panel line, so I'm not sure if this entire bay has shrunk or what's happened down in here. But needless to say, the rears are in fine, but the front, you might notice, we've got around about a 1.5 mil gap here at the front, so we're going to have to put some stripping in around there. Then what we're going to have to do is actually shorten the actual weapon bay doors just by around about 1.5 mil as well, so then they will fit and go through. So that's not a real biggie. But again, we did have a few little fights. You'll see more about that in part 2, to be honest. And as you can see down in here, what we've got is a situation where if we've already glued in and fixed in at the top here, we've got the bulkhead so nothing can move, so we know we're the right thickness. So when we pop these together, so these ones here, you can probably see we've got this huge gap running down the side. So in my usual way of doing this, of like how we're going to get on with this, because again, when you put all of this in, you can see that's it touching, we've got gaps. So we don't want gaps. So in theory, this needs to be a slight bit wider. It's all right down the far end, but this top end, it's definitely out. And again, if we just pop this together, you can probably see this is the problem. We know it needs a twist, but even when you put the twist in, if I put the twist in, you can, well, you can't see because my hand's in the way, but if I put the twist in, we've still got that gap even when it's level. Look, so we've got a gap running right the way down. So again, it's a personal way of doing it. What I'm going to elect to do is that we're going to overlap this door. We're going to cut this back by around about 1.5 mil, and as you can see, as soon as you pull it in, you lose the gap. If we let this out, we don't. We have the gap is back in there and all the rest of it. And also the thing is, then we can actually pull in the side by overlapping this overlap down in here. We can actually get this in. So by the time we overlap and we straighten this up and pull this through and it's all fine, I think we'll be absolutely fine. It's just that it's one of those things. For some reason, this actually isn't a perfect scale fit, so we're going to do the best we can. And I know technically we should technically pack it out with shims each side, make it nice and level through, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to do it the quick way. So we're just going to take literally 1 mil out of this, and then we're going to pull this entire side in, which then makes everything fit very nicely down into there. But the rest of it actually goes very nice. All right, it all fits in there okay. It will be fine when it goes through. But generally, been a lot of fun. So in this particular video, obviously I show you all the different ways of really dealing with it, from planning it through to cutting it out to cleaning it up to test fitting, and then obviously part 2, which will be up with you on Monday, will be all about installing it and getting it all into place. So that one is up there with you just like that. So yes, pretty good stuff down in there. So the big thing is this weekend, it's finally here. We have what do we want? That one, there we go. Flory Fest 2023. If you've never seen what we do before, think of it like a virtual model show. All right. So for this particular one, what we do is that we have a set load of times and we do some demos throughout them. The big overall one is obviously we're going to start tonight at 7:30 till 9 o'clock. So this is going to be our warm-up show. Apologies. All right, so we're going to do that, and then obviously we're going to work our way through the actual upcoming days. So actually what we've got down in here, it's all going to start tonight, as I say, down in here. It's warming up for the weekend. We'll be doing some giggles, some laughs, and all the usual bits and pieces that go through. Might even do some building, you never know your luck. All right, so down in there. Properly though, all get started Saturday morning. So big thing is we've got 25% off all Flory Models washes, and that's pigments as well, all the bits and pieces. Obviously I'm going to be doing some special offers on some of the stuff as well, like the merch and some of our other resin type things. Also, we're going to be doing giveaways, so I'm going to be giving away some merch as well. So I'll be picking people at random off of the actual the internet, and obviously off the Flory Model site as well down in there. So if you want to get involved, you can just pop your name down, comment, like, and all the usual things, and you'll get down in there. So again, Saturday morning starts at 10 a.m. It's going to run till 12 o'clock. And on here, this is basically going to be live demos. So we're going to be doing some demoing. Matt's going to be doing some stuff on chipping. I'm going to be showing you about wet washes and some other demos as well throughout the entire morning. At the same time, obviously, Pier Models, they're going to be doing 15% off all model kits. They've got a special model, special offers area as well, and also they're going to be doing flash sales. So the flash sales will be extra, maybe 5% discount onto kits, or maybe even 10%. We don't know yet. So until you actually get there, so obviously keep an eye out during the show, because they're only going to last usually around about maybe half an hour to an hour, these flash sales on a particular item. All right, so these will pop up sporadically throughout the entire weekend, so keep an eye out for those and you might be able to get yourself a really nice bargain. Saturday afternoon will run from 2 o'clock till 4. All right, and Matt's going to be doing a demo all about figure painting, and he's got his figures all lined up for it, and plus the fact a few other things. Don't forget, throughout the entire of the day we'll be answering your questions and all the usual bits and pieces and all the fun and laughter and giggles that you can imagine throughout the actual day. We're also going to have Brett. I think Brett's coming on with us over from the States as well, so he'll be on from High Altitude Hobbies. You might know him off the internet and off of YouTube. He does YouTube things as well, so he's going to be joining us as well on Saturday afternoon. Then we've obviously got quiz night, Saturday night, our famous quiz night. It's usually ridiculously, stupidly hard, or it is for an idiot like me. But if you fancy joining in for it, there's no prizes, no nothing. It's just literally for the fun, some giggles, and it's our wind down really from the day, if you like, and everything else. So if you want to grab yourself a drink, some snacks, sit back for a sort of, round about until 9 o'clock we run on this one. You can join us and you can have a little bit of a laugh and have a go at the quiz as well. So that's up with you. Then obviously we've got Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. So this is going to run from 10 in the morning until 12. We'll be live with you with the modelling clinic. It's gone very well over the last one which we did, so we thought we'd open that up again. So we'll be answering your questions, giving you advice. Obviously, if we can show you here live various things between all the team, then obviously we can answer perhaps some of your modelling related questions and get you on the right track, or perhaps just give you a little bit of advice. But if you've got any pre-done questions, don't forget you can obviously send them over. Either do it on the old social media, or obviously you can do it direct to me via the contact me page on the florymodels.org site, or you can just send it over by emails. A lot of you do, and just pop it to sales@florymodels.co.uk, and you'll be good to go with that one. All right, so just do it that way. In the afternoon we have Pranjit's back. So Pranjit is the lead designer for Airfix. He's worked on classic kits such as the Buccaneer, the 48 scale Buccaneer, Spitfires. He did the F-35. He's the designer for that. So he's going to be on in the afternoon between 2 and 4. He's got a little presentation for us like last year. You might remember it from last year. So if you want to join in with that particular one, obviously you can ask questions. And a lot of you have already sent me questions as well to ask him live during the show, which I will do. So again, if you've got any long-winded questions, please try and keep them a little bit shorter if you can, and a bit more punchy and to the point. And, the usual questions about when are you going to release this, that and the other. Obviously, I can tell you now, they won't tell us, all right? And Pranjit's not going to sit there and say, oh, we got that coming out next year, or we're working on this particular kit, because obviously this is all hush-hush, very much the old squeaky squirrel, and he's not going to be talking about things like that. But generally, the design work that he does, how he goes about it, if you've got any other questions like that, then of course he can do it that one, and that will take us to the end of the day. So again, if you've got anything for Airfix, that's going to be on with us on Sunday afternoon. So again, it's a full packed weekend of absolutely everything. So it's going to start tonight, so I've got to clear all this out of the way and get all the stuff ready for the show. Right the way through. I've got to do orders, got to do bits and pieces, so it's a kind of full-on thing at the moment. But again, if you do want to join us, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget, we are going to be live. It is free as well for anyone to watch, so we'll be on the old YouTube. If you haven't done already, just like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell, and then you'll know when we'll be live, and you'll get sent an email and all the rest of it that comes along with it. Normally what will happen is I don't bulk upload all the videos so they're sort of ready to go, because in the past that's caused us no end of trouble. So what I tend to do is I'll put them up usually about 2 hours before we go live. So for instance, in the morning, but just before, around about sort of 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll make it live and it'll be up there, and you'll get a little notification that says it'll be starting in 2 hours. Just click on it, click the remind thing, and then as soon as we're live, you'll get an email come through and it'll tell you we are live. All right. Same thing goes in the afternoon for the afternoon show. It is a new stream. That's what I'm getting at. So it's not just one long show that you have to go right the way through. We break them into 2 hour lumps all the way through. And again, what will happen is after the show finishes Saturday morning, I'll put up the next one, so you'll get notifications and everything else like that, so forth and so on. But I do get a lot of people saying, I don't know you're live and I don't hear, and everything else. Easiest way, go to YouTube. Just log into your YouTube account, your Facebook account or YouTube account, and literally just put in there that, to get the notifications. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring the bell, and make sure you put all notifications, and then that way you'll be sent something through when we're about to go live as well. But I know in the past people have had trouble in trying to find it and stuff like that. But all these shows are completely free and they're up on there. And you can comment, you can join in, you can either send questions directly to me via email, or if you like, you can use the YouTube chat room. And obviously, as I said before, it moves so quick with hundreds of comments in there that it's very difficult to keep up. So suddenly you've whizzed off. So just keep asking and we will see it. It's nothing to do. We're not avoiding questions. We're not being, pig ignorant or anything else like that. It's just it moves so quick. We're chatting, we're doing things, we're demoing. We can't watch the screen all the time as we do these things. Full team is on with us, as said, over the entire weekend, but we're obviously going to be jumbling them all around a little bit, making way for a little bit of room with Paranjit from Airfix on Sunday as well, so we can get him on glorious full screen for his presentation. and things like that. Hopefully you'll be able to join us. Hopefully you'll be able to get some bargains. So don't forget, there will be good deals on all the Flory Models merch, like the polo shirts, the t-shirts, the hoodies, the aprons, obviously all the holders, the glue holders and 3D printed stuff, because that's been running pretty much all day and night, all week again, trying to get some more of those in stock. So we've got a ton of stuff coming up for you. So say you've got any questions, anything you want us to discuss, just shout out and we can do it. The whole point of this entire weekend is to be a light-hearted, just fun weekend. We've done it over the last few years because obviously when there was no model shows going on and there was no Telford, so we sort of thought, well, I'll tell you what, we'll keep going with them now because they've always been very much a success. If the weather's not too brilliant, it's a great way of spending a few hours along with us. If you really want to get involved, you can pop along to our Instagram page. Just go to the official Flory Models Instagram page, tag your work into that, and then we will see it. And then that way we can show your work as well. So throughout the entire days, I'll be popping along, going into Instagram, having a look for your work as well. So don't forget, just literally hit us up on official Flory Models on Instagram. Tag us into your photos with that one and we can show your great work as well. So again, pretty good stuff, as you might imagine. So there's not a ton of stuff going along at the moment, purely because obviously we've all been getting prepared for this. So just to show you over on the Pier Models, obviously as you can see, just going, it's going to be 15% off all kits, up to 25% off through the flash sales throughout the entire weekend. And it's going to go through, and it's all going to start on there on Saturday the 23rd. So will Flory Model stuff as well. So don't buy anything now. Trust me, don't buy it, because otherwise you're going to lose your 25% discount. Buy it tomorrow and you will get it, all right? But again, we're going to have special areas. We're going to have special ones down in here. This is, I assume, been all cleared out, ready for some of the special deals which are going to be coming in tomorrow, okay? So just to keep a good lookout for all of those ones. But again, it should be a lot of fun. The whole point of these ones is just to have a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a giggle, and hopefully keep you entertained and us saying it all at the same time. So anyway, that's it from me. So don't forget, members, if you've got a bit of time this afternoon before the weekend kicks off properly, don't forget you can have a look at part 1 of the Viking now, and you can see all about that going off. Should have part 2 up with you on Monday, but obviously depending on how busy the weekend is with orders and stuff, that might slip over a little bit. But if not, I'll make sure it's up by you by Tuesday or something else like that to make our way through. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until either tonight at 7:30 or perhaps over the weekend, happy modelling. Take care.